because I know some of y'all are still working on homework and tests, and I used to hate to go over new material when I was trying to study for a test. So the first question I got, recorder's going, I've got two 6B questions, and they're in a row. 6B 15, number 9. Did we do this last week? 5 number summary? Yeah, we did this. I already did this, so I ain't got to worry about it. Let me see the second one. Let's see, this is number 17. All right, we'll do this one. And I'm going to do it on, I'm just going to do everything. I'm not going to fool with their questions because I get tired of fooling with it. Let me go ahead and put this in the Excel spreadsheet, and then y'all can copy it down. I want you to use your calculators. I'm going to do it by hand in the Excel spreadsheet just to show you how to do it. And y'all can punch it in your calculator. I'm fixing to put them in order for you. Just hold on a second. I'm going to copy this one, Control X. I'm going to bring it down here, Control V. Oh, I hate that button. Why do you think I pull it up? You think I just want to read it? Control X. I mean, why did they put that enable? I mean, that don't make any sense. Why would you be pulling up? Oh, whatever. All right, I'm going to put these in order. Make sure they're in order. Data. And I'm going to make sure these are in order. Okay, so both of them in order. I'm going to make them bigger, a little bit bigger, so y'all can see them, just these. Well, might as well go ahead and make it all bigger. And let me take out a few of these. All right, there you go. So type those in your calculator, and I'm going to be doing everything over here, and y'all can just follow along as I go. Mean, I don't capitalize mean. Mean, median, mode, range, mid-range, variance, and standard deviation. I did get a couple of my students, I'm not going to say which class, but it was either from the 120s or the 103, did tell me that the test seemed easier than the homework. And I said, well, good. It should, because the way I teach it, I make y'all do all this stuff. And then when you take the test, it should be kind of easier. Did anybody feel that when they took it? I know a few of y'all took the test. Did anybody feel that, or did it seem harder than the homework?
I think it's definitely easier than the homework.
Good. Then that means that I've done what I'm supposed to. And Miss Stewart, we're going to go over your question after the homework, because I got to pull it up a different way, okay?
Okay.
I didn't want to leave you out. I mean, I don't like you, but, you know, I wasn't going to leave you out because I don't like you. All right. So, yeah, I know. I hate to tell you that. All right. 5 number summary. And that's going to consist of the mean, the first quartile, the second quartile, the third quartile, the max, and we need the mid-range also. And we'll copy it from over here, equals this guy. And we'll copy the second, which is the median. And might as well color that yellow and color that yellow. And these two yellow. The mean, we can color that. That's the mean right there. That's the max. I'm just filling in all the stuff that, is not very difficult. Okay, so the mean is equal to the summation of all your numbers divided by 6. The median, well, n is equal to 6, so since 6 is even, we got to add these two up and take the average. So equals, parentheses, this number plus this number, close parentheses, divided by 2. The range is equal to the highest minus the lowest. Why did I skip the mode? Because you got decimals. The further more your decimal places are, the least likely you're going to have a mode, unless they just make it that way. So you put non-applicable, ain't there, does not exist, whatever you want to put. Do not put 0, because there's always some SA teacher out there that's going to put a note and put a big X through it and write 0 is not even in the data set. So do not do that. Do not put 0 for mode. Mid-range is equal to parentheses, this number plus this number divided by 2. Variance equals this minus the mean function F4. Copy that down. Open this up a little bit. And equals this number raised to the second power. And copy that down. Add those numbers up. And that is the numerator to your variance. Divided by 6 minus 1 is 5. And then the standard deviation is equal to that number raised to the 0.5 power. And that should be all the data that you need for your first variable statistics. Now, if you did it in the calculator, it should give you the mean, and it should give you SX, which is the standard deviation. Now, if you want the variance, you have to raise the standard deviation to the second power. And it should give you that number. Rest of them, you have to calculate. Now, the calculator will also give you the median, but it's going to give you the median in the 5-number summary. Okay? And the mid-range is another indicator of center, CENTER. So always color it green also. So somebody tell me where the median is in relation to these two numbers. Where's the median?
It's in between them.
It's in between them. So there is my median right there. How many numbers do we have above my median?
3.
And 3 is odd, so we just what? Pick the middle number. And that's how you find the first quartile. Now, I do not agree with giving you 5 or 6 numbers and asking you to do a 5-number summary, but who am I? I'm just the teacher. So, there's not much I can do about it. On the test, I try to give you more than 5 or 6 numbers. And that is your third quartile. And I'm just going to do the easy thing, and I'm going to copy this, Control C. And I'm going to go down to, I got to be careful here, make sure I line everything up. I need somebody to check my numbers down here also. Make sure somebody check the mean and the mid-range. Make sure my I can't talk. Make sure my spreadsheet is correct for the second part, if somebody's done it. Yes or no? Or somebody find the mean of these numbers and make sure it's 0.4995 for me. I'll wait for somebody to interact with me. Thank you. Shouldn't take that long. It's only 6 numbers. Y'all telling me y'all should already have it. Okay. That's all right. I'll just do it myself. I'll check it. Yep, that's right. Appreciate y'all's interaction. All right, so what do you do with that? Well, now we check to see where they want you to interpret. All right. Let me copy this down also. Control C. Control V. Okay. Let me check the standard deviation right quick. Uh-oh. 0.0912. 0.09. Okay, something's wrong. Equals this minus this function F4. Yeah, usually when you copy and paste, they hadn't perfected that yet on Excel. There we go. Anybody got a question so far? Miss Holder, are you in the class? I think you are, aren't you?
Yes.
I think you sent this question. Does that help, or do I need to go further with the drawings, or what?
No, that's perfect.
Okay. Did you do it on the calculator, or did you do it on the spreadsheet?
Calculator.
Okay. Well, the calculator doesn't give you as much information. It looks like this has the smaller spread, 0.08 versus 0.09. Not much. The mid-range is close to the mean. The mid-range here is close to the mean. So let's see, the difference in 0.5 and 0.52. Both sets of data pretty much are in line. So I don't know what they might ask, but it looks like to me that the data is pretty much pretty good data. It's all in line with each other. There's not a lot of outliers. You can see what the data looks like when you graph it, insert. It's increasing. This is increasing, so there's not a normal curve there. Let's see what this one looks like. Insert. It's the same thing. It's increasing. So both sets of data are increasing. Oops. There we go. All right, and that's how you do that one. Now, I'm going to take a second and just to kind of complete 3.1 through 3.3 for your test. I'm going to finish up with the empirical rule. And I'm going to draw it. Let's see. This is where you might see a little bit of a difference. There might be not much of a lag. I need somebody to tell me if you see a better, I got to make it small. Hold on. It's going to be small for a little bit while I'm writing everything down. Okay, so got me some new pens too. All right, so I got min is equal to 0.418. The first quartile is equal to 0.459. The median is equal to 0.5075. The third quartile is equal to 0.586. Is the lag still the same or is it better? Max is equal to 0.643 and the mid-range is equal to 0.5305. And nobody says a word. Appreciate the interaction. Thank you.
I'm not noticing a lag.
Okay. Well, I know there was a lag when we first started, like the first day of
Yeah.
class, and I don't know if that was, but anyway, sometimes the drawing, when I draw, sometimes it lags, and I was hoping that the wire took care of that. All right, so mean is equal to, on this side, it's equal to 0.520, 0.52. And the standard deviation is equal to 0.08. All right, so I'm going to do this one. This is this one right here, the top one right here. I'm going to draw it. So here we go. First of all, the mean is 0.52. So therefore 0.08 would be 0.60, 0.68. and 0.76. Subtract 0.08, that's going to be what? 0.44 and 0.36 and 0.26 or 28. Y'all check my math there. And of course, if you were doing the empirical rule on any type question, they would ask you, you know, what are these numbers? %95 are going to fall right there. %95 is normal. And then 2.35 on this side is unusual. And 2.35 is unusual here. And then the outlier would be 0.15% and 0.15. So on the test, if they ask you, they give you a mean, and a standard deviation, and they ask you, what about this number and what about this number? And somewhere in the question, they should be asking you either by standard score, which is a z-score, or empirical rule. Those are the two questions that you can do with this. The empirical rule and standard score. Because all you got to do with the standard score, take your green pen and put 0, 1, 2, 3, -1, -2, -3, and do the problem by the empirical rule and the z-score, which z-score and standard score and empirical rule scores, they're all the same. Standard deviation is equal to the z. They're the same. All right, and that's how you do that. And the last thing is the box plot. The mean is 0.42. I'm not going to deal with those decimals. You would use 0.418. I'm going to use 0.42. And the top is 0.64. And the middle is 0.53. And 0.42 to 0.53 is 11. Half of 11 is 5.5. So that's going to be 0.475. And 5.5 here would be 0.585. I'm just adding cents in my head. half of 11 is 5.5, then 2.75. 2 is going to be 44. 2 is going to be 49. 2 is going to be 55. And 2 is going to be 60. So there's graduations. Now you take your 3 different colors, green, orange, and pink. And I'll make the first be orange. And that's going to be 0.46. 0.46 is right in here. And I'm going to make the median pink. 0.51. Well, let's see. 9 to 3 is 4. Half of 4 is 2. That'd be 0.51. So right in there. And then green is going to be the third. And the third is 0.59. So 0.59 would be right in here. And there is your box plot. Now, the only thing you need to do with the box plot is make sure you know where the center, C-E-N-T-E-R, is. And the center is the mid-range. So it looks like to me most of your data is on the left-hand side of center. So it'd be a little bit, just a little bit skewed right because your mean is to the left of the center. Now, that gives you all of chapter 3 except for the z-scores. That problem right there, taking that first part of that problem and doing this right here, gives you all of chapter 3 in that one problem. Now, whether it asked all that, I doubt it does, but some of the homework problems can be very lengthy. But that problem right there, okay, is, and this right here, hold on, there we go. This problem right here and this right here showing you everything, that is chapter 3 besides the z-score. Now, there's one other thing I may not have shown y'all, and sometimes I miss it because it's 120 versus 103 and 103 versus 120, and that is the interquartile range. Excuse me. And the interquartile range, in case that I didn't show you, is called the IQR. The interquartile range is the third quartile minus the first quartile. Okay, so you might want to write that down because I don't know if they asked you for that. Does anybody remember seeing a homework question about the interquartile range? Anybody? Okay, y'all settle down, please. You know, y'all gonna give me a complex. Y'all really are. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves.
Sorry.
I hope it gets better. I hope the interaction between students and teacher gets better in the future, because the last 5 or 6 years, it's been terrible. All right. So I'm going to move on to Miss Stewart's question. And Miss Stewart's question comes from the test. She did exactly, y'all, I'm going to tell y'all a secret. Miss Stewart did exactly what she was supposed to do. Okay? She actually sent me a message via, I think she sent it Teams or email. And she said, I would like to meet with you after class about a question I had on the test. That's exactly how she's supposed to do it. In fact, instead of meeting after class, I'm going over it right now. Okay? But the whole point is she did exactly what she was supposed to. She didn't take pictures of it and send it to me and say, this problem is right, I need you to fix it. Or could you look at this problem? And no, she said, I would like to meet with you after class. And I, you know, of course, you need to remind me, but now not this one, but if you do, you need to send it to me, and then during class, you might need to remind me. But anyway, here's the question. There's the question right there. So I want you to write that question down. So at least you'll get one right on the test, right? The scores on the verbal section of a certain graduate school entrance exam have a mean of 148 and a standard deviation of 8 point. When you see those words, you're either going to draw the curve or you're going to be dealing with z-scores, one of the two. All right? The empirical rule is z-scores whenever you see mean and standard deviation of 8.7. All right? Scores on the quantitative, which means the actual physical score of the exam, have to be have a mean of 152 and a standard deviation of 9. Sorry. Okay, the first thing you should do before you even start this question is draw what? Draw a curve. That's the first thing you should do. So for the one or two of y'all that did what I asked y'all to do, you get your sheet out right now. Now this one would be better to have 2. Okay, so I'm going to, while you're drawing your curve, because I know most of y'all didn't print out the curve like this, so you're going to have to draw it. I'm going to make a curve. I'm going to make a 2 on one curve right quick. I can't talk this morning. I don't know what it is, but I just can't talk. So I'm going to pull up Word right quick. And I'm going to bring in insert. Now this may take the rest of the class period because there's so much work involved here. Just so much work. No, that's not it. Must be under pictures. Should be called normal distribution. Where is it? Normal curve. Okay, that'll work. It's not the one I'm used to, but that'll work. I like that one. Why is that one purple? Control C, Control V. There we go. And look at there. They're right below each other. Now, since landscape, we need to change the land layout. And maybe center it. And maybe put a space between them. There we go. And I'll print this out right quick. Wow, that took at least what? 35 seconds. Hold on just a second. At least let me see if my printer's gonna. Yep, there it goes. Give it a second to print. And you have to wait for the 10 seconds to print. So, it's a lot of work involved for the, 15 or 20 students that didn't do it. And there you go. So pull up our handy dandy. There she is. Oh, I know why I don't like this one, because it doesn't have a line on the bottom. That's why I don't like it. So I'm going to write down up at the top and the left side, I'm going to put verbal mean of 148. And a standard deviation is equal to 8.7. And then over here, right down here, I'm going to put quantitative. A mean of 152 and a standard deviation of 9. And as far as I'm concerned, let's see what else they want to know. The 80th percentile, so we don't need anything else. except for the calculator. So I'm going to draw a line right up under here. And a line right up under here. And I'm going to put my mean on the bottom. So my mean is 148. Now, I'm not going to use 8.7. I'm going to use 9 because I'm not going to I'm not going to take the time out of class to run the calculator drill, okay? So you do it on your calculator, and I'm only going to do the right side because what percentile do they want? What did the question say?
80.
80. So 80 is to the right side because this is 50. So I don't need to fill in these unless you just want to. 175. And then the bottom one is going to be 152, 161, 170, and 179. Okay, so we know that, don't we know that this is 50%? I'm going to draw a line because this is the z-score section, and I want to make sure y'all understand it. So I'm going to draw a line in the center. It's the C-E-N-T-E-R. There's the center. And we all know that that's what percentage? That's 50%. So you could color in this side right here, and you know without a shadow of a doubt that that's 50%. Everybody with me? And
Yes.
this one too. So we don't care what anybody says. We know that 152 and 148 signify the 50th percentile. Okay, that's not a problem. But where does 80 fall? Well, does everybody agree with me that this right here would be 84%? Does everybody agree with me?
Yes.
Okay, got one yes out of 22 students, so thank you. Appreciate the interaction. All right, so we know that that's 84%, so we all know that 80% is going to fall somewhere. Let's see, that's 34. Half of 34 is 17. Half of, or 4 into 34 is what, 8? So we know there's 8, there's 8, there's 8, and there's 8. So half of 8 would be 4. So right there, let's see, 84. Let's see, that's 84. So 80 would be right here. So I'm just going to draw 80 right here and right here. And that's going to be my 80th percentile. Now I'm just drawing it just so I can make sense of it. Okay, does everybody understand that? I'm not trying to be exact here. I'm just trying to show my brain 80%. So I just need, I got this right here. We all know that this is 0.8000. And this is 0.8000. We all know that. We need this test score. And we need this test score. Well, we're going to have to find a z-score. Because remember, x is equal to Oz plus mu. X is equal to Oz plus mu. We need a z-score. So we go to our handy dandy calculator and we type in I showed you this the other day, inverse norm. So we type in second vars, inverse norm, 0.8000. And remember I told you I type in 4 digits just so I can remember that that's an area or a percentage or a probability. I always type in 4 digits because if you see 4 digits, 4 decimal points, that is a area / percentage / probability. Now, if you have a new calculator, you really don't have to do any of this, but I'm showing you this to benefit you so you can see it visually. Okay, so I'm going to type in 0 and 1 and hit paste because I'm going to go with people that have an older calculator and enter. That gives me a z-score of 0.84. So I've got a z-score of 0.84. So z is equal to 0.84 and z is equal to 0.84. Okay, so I need y'all to plug and chug. What do you mean plug and chug, Hubert? Well, here is sigma, and sigma is the standard deviation. And z is what you just got. And mu is the mean. You know, y'all are lucky to have a teacher that's so into colors. You're welcome. I want you to plug and chug. Oops, sorry. There we go. All right, plug and chug. And I need somebody to give me a whole number. Right here, I want you to round up or down. Remember, 0.5 or up, you round up. 0.4 and below, you round down. Whole number. Somebody give me this whole number right here. What do you get? That'd be 8.7 times 0.84 plus 148. Somebody give it to me. Okay. Y'all even have a calculator in front of you? I can't tell because I can't tell what you're doing because none of you turn on your videos. So I ought to make that mandatory. You know what? I think I'm going to do that. Make it mandatory that you have to show your face early in the morning. Come on, people. Give me a number. Are y'all just trying to push me or what? Okay, I'll do it myself. Y'all are not pulling y'all's weight. 8.7 times 84, or I'm sorry, 8.7 times 0.84 plus 148. I get 155. And I'll do the bottom since y'all are not going to do it. 9.9. It's supposed to be 0.9, isn't it? Or is it 9? I can't remember, and y'all aren't going to tell me, so I'll just. Thank you. Is it 9? Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I was thinking about the last problem. So that'd be 9 times 0.84 plus 152. That'll give me 160. Okay, Miss Stewart, what was your question on this problem? or do you see what you did?
It was that I was coming up with 155, but no. I came up with 156 for that first part. But the
Okay.
system was saying 155.
Okay, well, I got 155. How did you do yours? Did you do yours like I did mine?
No,
Okay, how did you do it?
I did.
On the calculator?
Yeah, but I didn't do the inverse norm. I totally forgot about that. So I was just picking random numbers to test them.
Oh my gosh, that's why you got it wrong. Yeah.
But I did
Yeah,
it
that's
by
why you got it
plugging
wrong.
in like I did 155 minus the mean over the standard deviation.
You just did it backwards. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why you had to keep doing it. No, that's how you do it. The way I did. Now, do you have a newer calculator?
Yeah, I've got the 84 plus.
Okay, what you need to do is you can type in the actual numbers. Watch this. Second bars, inverse norm, and you can type in 0.800, and then you can type in 148 and 8.7, and it will give you the test score if you got a newer calculator. See?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I bet you spent 15 minutes doing that problem.
I literally did.
Yeah. Okay, I'll do the second one for you. Second bars, inverse norm. I did show y'all inverse norm, didn't I? I thought I did.
You did. I had just
Okay.
forgotten about it. And then I
Okay,
was freaking out
152.
and just started picking random numbers to test.
Okay. Then you should say to me, you should say, yes, Hubert, you did teach it, but I screwed up. That's what you
You
should.
did, but I screwed up.
Okay, there you go. 9 and hit paste. There you go. So you can actually do the problem without drawing, but why did I draw it? To show you what you were finding. Because there's nothing worse than a person spending 14 weeks in a class and not being able to tell you what in the world you did in the class. That's called regurgitation. All right, that's it. That's all we're going to do today. All right, y'all get out of here. I've done taken the roll. I'm going to turn off the recorder, and y'all get that test done and get that homework done, okay?